Hey there, this is Vic. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how the basic functionality of the simple editor works. If you start a simple editor, you'll see it is automatically configured to the VR rule set. You don't need to be bothered by this now, and you cannot change it either. To start making a scenario, like the first thing you need is a map. Now, keep in mind that using the simple editor, if you only use a simple editor, you're dependent on stuff given to you or made by other people. I'm loading the Volkov map here. It's 19 by 19 pixel map. Yeah, we can ignore that for now. There's universal people on the map. That's great. Load map. Okay, so what we did now is we've loaded the map. You can see it over here. Now, the dashboard is basically also a reminder for you of what stuff you need to import minimally in order to get a running scenario. So the next thing it says here is equipment and troops library not set. So an historical library not set. So let us start importing a few libraries. At the moment there's no libraries yet attached. So let's go and find ourselves some troop libraries. I'm going to import a German troop library by saying, yeah, import this library, and then, yeah, just go. There we are. We now have a German troop library here. What's in it is the following. It's a number of German troops. It's quite easy to make your own troop libraries, but that is another tutorial. It's really about here how to set up a quick scenario using pre-made libraries and maps. So let's also get the Soviet troops library. As we check the dashboard now, CBS, we have troops, 69 troop types are present. Let's get some historical libraries. These are also pre-made, historical library. I have German and Soviet models. So let's go and import these. Right, yeah. Yeah, right, I need to, in fact, if I would say import, it doesn't allow me to import because I need to assign a historical library with historical units to a regime, and there's no regimes in this. There's no regimes in this in our scenario yet, so I'm going to cancel, and I'm first going to create 2 regimes. That's also the maximum at the moment. Basically did that to ensure full play by email ++ support and to ensure as well that the AI works optimally. It's just at this point of recording the video, it's optimized for DC3 Barbarossa, and there's 2 players in there, and I'm not 100% sure it will work with 3 or 4. So anyway, we've created 2 regimes. Let's go back to libraries and get that historical library. German models. There we go. So imports, assign these units to Germany. And we're going to import all these peoples, the Wehrmacht, Luftwaffe, SS, and secondary Wehrmacht, which are already defined in the historical unit library we're importing right now. So there we are. Let's also get the Soviets. Now we're on it. Import, assign to Soviet Union. And you see also a number of peoples here. Here, substitute existing libraries. You could use this to reload a library, maybe if it's been updated by the creator. We can ignore it for now. So import this as well. So now we have 4 libraries. Here's the German historical model library. You can see what's in there. We have infantry division, motorized divisions, and some air groups, etc., Soviets. Here we can basically check, get a big, quick overview of what's inside a library. Right, what's next? We need a start date and round length. Well, it's really a test here, so I'm just going to put something, give a new day, like say it's the 15th of September in 1941. Round length in days, well, let's say it's 2. You can set stuff like the name of the scenario. It's our test game, right? Test game. Who's the scenario designer? It's me. And here you could give some description. Next 2 regimes are more with headquarters on the map. Well, let's go to the map and pick draw type. We can draw here with regimes. We're going to put like the German hexes on this map here. So let's draw a front line. Let's say the Germans are approaching from the southwest, and they, for some reason, they already progressed way further than they did historically. And the rest of the territory will be Soviet Union. So, and drawing mode, you can see, right. In fact, you cannot see the owner of the hex here, but you can see that. Well, still have to do a couple of fixes for the editors, but I'm going to be supportive, and I'm sure there will be more stuff I'll be finding out while making tutorials even. So let's add these headquarters. I'm going to add a unit model for the Germans. It's going to be a model army. And I'm going to change that counter, give new name for German forces, give new short name, let's just call it Ger. As you see, it doesn't have an actual flag or anything. I think if we put the German High Command, the Soviet High Command in Tigwin, at unit model, let's put Stavka there. First Stavka, well, let's change that counter. It's just Stavka. And like this. Both look a bit boring here, and that's because headquarters use the flags of the regimes, and I didn't give them any headquarter flags. So I'm going to assign that now. I'll find them in the community graphics. Flags. Flag Nazi. Well, German. Nazi at that time, indeed. Soviet Union. Change flag. Barbarossa. Sorry, wrong folder. Community flags. Soviet. So try to use, if possible, graphics from the community graphics folder, because they've all already been present with anybody else using the community projects. Let's assign the national icons as well. Let's get everything set up here. Right. National icon would be German national. Right. National icon for Soviets would be the Soviet national icon, of course. And for the roundel, we use the big roundel, and let's do the same for the Germans. They get the German national icon, and they will get the German Randell. There we go. So if we go back to the map now, you see they have their little flags. So far so good. Important is to save your scenario often. You never know. While recording, it's still in early beta, so never trust anything if you're putting a lot of work into something. Let's call it test 1. All right. It's also good to save before you actually start playing your scenario, because it will refresh everything and set everything ready to go. Not sure why it says not set at scenario title description. Let's change the description. This is a good description. Yeah, okay, with the description it accepts it. So we have 2 regimes with headquarters on the map. We have victory points on the map. They got imported actually with the map file. I could change them, but that's okay for now. Now, in order to have like a basic running scenario, we need 2 other things. We need to have supply points arriving somewhere, and we need to have a victory condition. For this, we need to import an event library, and that is the basic event library. Get the latest version. So import this library. Here you see, by the way, a description of how it functions. You can also find it on the wiki. Let's import this via basic lib. This comes with a lot of functionality, and basically this library allows you to add supply events, fuel events, victory events, replacement troop events, weather events, music, a lot of basic stuff. For now, we're only going to implement the real basic stuff, and that's the supply event. To configure that, we go to the tables tab, and we go to supply table, and we're going to put 2 supply points on the map. One for the German side, which will be arriving at Novgorod at hex 317, and one for the Soviets, where the supply will be arriving at Tikhvin at 11.7. So supply table. So the first one is the German regime, which will arrive at 317. They will get 100% supply of needed. We will not use the optional capital system because it's too much to explain just for this tutorial. And we'll do the same for the Soviet Union. Soviet Union will be at 11.7, also 100%. And if we go back to dashboard now, you'll see like we have, well, the events are present, but they're not necessarily well configured, because by loading the event library, the events are there. So the basic editor recognizes that, but we still have to, well, we can wait with the victory event. It's just, I just want to show how to get a game running. So I just want to do one thing more now. There will be supply arriving, not fuel, but that's okay. We can do that another day. What I want is to add a few units so we have something to move. So I'm going to give the Germans and the Soviets a number of units. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to add some infantry divisions here. First, second, and a third. And for the Soviets, I'll add some rifle divisions. Hop. Let's give the Soviets a bit more, because they're the Soviets. They always need more troops. And like a rifle brigade. And like a militia. Why not? So colors are all for here. Both sides have the same color actually. Let's change that. Let's give the Germans like a bit of a green bluish color, and the Soviets something a bit more red. Yeah, that's better. At least we can keep them apart. Now, I think this should be the basics to just be able to start playing. I'm going to save it just in case I'm wrong. And it says everything is ready. There's supply, there's troops. Let's see what happens. Let's put it on human and keep fog of war off and see what happens. Right, Germany, game in progress. You have one report and message waiting for review. What's the message? Right, so the supply arrived properly at Novgorod. That's good. It arrived at the German High Command. And you see these forces, they request supply, and they got supply in from the High Command, which sends supply out as well. So it means we can actually move immediately the German forces here up, claim a little front line here. Now, as you've noticed, there's no victory condition, so it's not going to be a very interesting game. Soviets seem to be functioning as well. Well, I think that's about it. This is like a quick game. It's created easily. And I'll see you later for another tutorial. I would like to thank you for trying out the community project, and I hope I'll speak to you on the forums if you have any questions. Till next time.